Welcome back to Talkpoint. Our top story tonight: Hurricane Isaac is on a collision course with Florida's Gulf Coast. Forecasters are warning that this Category 3 storm could make landfall within the next 48 hours, bringing life-threatening winds, heavy rain, and dangerous storm surge. Mandatory evacuations are already underway from Tampa to Fort Myers, and officials are urging residents to take the storm seriously. Tonight, we are breaking down the latest forecast and the areas most at risk and how communities are preparing for impact. As of the latest update from the National Hurricane Center, Hurricane Isaac is packing sustained winds of 120 miles per hour. The storm is moving northwest at about 12 miles per hour, with its eye projected to make landfall somewhere along Florida's west coast late tomorrow night or early Thursday morning. Meteorologists say Isaac say stranded over the warm waters of the Gulf Mexico, and there's still a possibility it could intensify into a Category 4 before reaching the coast. Satellite imagery projected the storm path map hurricane category chart. The area under greatest threat stretches from Tampa Bay down to Fort Myers, home to more than 4 million people, but Isaac's impacts will be felt well beyond the immediate landfall zone. The National Weather Service has issued hurricane warnings for much of Florida's Gulf Coast and tropical storm warnings for island areas as far north as Orlando. Map with color-coded warning zones, evacuations, road signage. Forecasters are predicting storm surge levels of 8 to 12 feet in some coastal communities, enough to inundate low-lying neighborhoods. Heavy rainfall could dump 10 to 15 inches in certain areas, raising the risk of flash flooding and river overflows. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis has declared a state of emergency for 30 countries, mobilizing the National Guard and activating emergency response centers across the state. Local officials have ordered mandatory evacuations for barrier islands and coastal communities most at risk from storm surges. Governor press conference, emergency vehicles, residents boarding up homes. Shelters are being set up in schools, community centers, and sports arenas. Officers stress that if you are in an evacuation zone, now is the time to leave, not tomorrow, not when the winds pick up. Waiting could put you in the danger. In Tampa, sandbag distribution sites are operating around the clock with long lines forming as residents prepare for flooding. Grocery stores and gas stations are reporting storage of bottled water, batteries, and fuel as people stock up ahead of the storm. Volunteer groups are checking on elderly and vulnerable residents, ensuring they have transportation and supplies to the ride out or evacuate ahead of Isaac. Sandbag lines, empty shelves, volunteers helping seniors. Florida is no stranger to hurricanes. Officials are drawing lessons from past storms like Hurricane Lan in 2022, which cost over $100 billion in damages and left parts of the Gulf Coast devastated for months. On key takeaway, storm surge kills more people than wind. Even a well-built home can be rendered uninhabitable if it's surrounded by several feet of water. That's why evacuation orders focus heavily on coastal and flood-prone areas. Hurricane land damage footage, flooded streets, rescue boats. Hurricane Isaac, formed from a tropical wave that moved off the coast of Africa nearly 2 weeks away. Warm Gulf waters, low wind shear, and favorable atmospheric conditions have allowed it to strengthen quickly. Meteorologists are closely watching for signs of rapid intensification, which can make forecasting more difficult and leave less time for preparation. Animated hurricane formation sequence NOAA weather models. If you are in the path of the storm, here are key safety reminders from the National Weather Service. Follow evacuation orders without delay. If you stay, have at least 3 days worth of food, water, and medication. Avoid driving through flooded roads. Just 6 inches of moving water can knock you off your feet, and a foot of water can carry you away a vehicle. Stay tuned to official updates. Rumors and misinformation spread quickly during disasters. Safety checklist graphics, emergency alert app notification. Hurricane Isaac is a powerful and dangerous storm. Over the next 48 hours, conditions along Florida's Gulf Coast will deteriorate quickly. Whether you are in the direct path or in the surrounding areas, now is the time to act, secure your property, finalize your evacuation plans, and stay informed. Talkpoint will continue to track the storm's progress and bring you updates as the new information comes in. For those in the affected areas, stay safe. Your life is more important than anything you own. And for everyone watching, keep those in Isaac's path in your thoughts and prayers. You have been watching Talkpoint. Like, share, and subscribe so you don't miss our continued coverage on Hurricane Isaac and others breaking news. We will see you in the next time.